worst injuries. And then her partner in crime was Alavine, going to Alavine's and Spinell's Sanctuary from September all the way to March. I have to follow the schedule. Audience, I'm your host, Sylvie Q, Earthquake, a new day, fresh blessing of life, carefree. Welcome all my family, friends, new subscribers to my channel. So going away to college on a full scholarship basketball is filled with expectations that you have to meet to the T, because after all, they're paying for your education. So from September all the way to March, I have to follow the schedule, because after all, they're the one paying for you to go to school, and in return, I have to perform on the court. That's the agreement, that's the bonding contract. You gotta find ways to wind down after practice or going to a game and all that, because it gets grueling after a while. My freshman year, we're gonna go back in time. I was brought in here with high expectations. Pre-season, which is October, I sustained one of my worst injuries of my career, which was a pull groin, and that lasted 9 weeks. So I missed about a quarter of my season because I was spent rehabbing and healing, resting my pull groin. During that time and after the season, I realized I couldn't keep all 15 of my friends, so I had to break it up. My two remaining friends was Spinell and Alavine. So Spinell had a relaxed mango personality, real cool to talk to. I called her my auntie. And then her partner in crime was Alavine. Alavine had a personality, we call it bashful strawberry, which was a quiet, shy personality past my freshman year, which was a little bit of adjustment. Going into the summertime, I asked my coach for some tapes, so I'll just watch tapes over and over again, because the next year I wanted to play a lot on the court. That was a senior-laden team. So fast forward, preseason comes around. We're playing open gym, which is a pickup game, basketball. I go for the steal, and then I collide with one of my teammates. What we call that? A hip contusion. I was out for a month, so I missed about 2 games. And I'm thinking in my head, here we go again. For the second straight year, I was hurt in the beginning of the year, and it's hard for you to get into rotation after you've been out of the rotation. So with me trying to work my way back, it was probably my most difficult year on the court. That year, a high expectation that I wanted to exceed. However, that didn't happen because due to injury, which is all part of the game. During that year, after the season, that's when I began drinking a lot of alcohol. That was one of my down years. However, I wasn't myself during that year. I didn't go out. I was too young to go to clubs. So I just chilled and just focused on my schoolwork. That was my best academic year. I would go away to Spinell and Alavine's Sanctuary, which was their apartment. I get my mind off of schoolwork or games, because after a while following the schedule, which it was mandatory, it takes a toll mentally and physically. So you just need some friends to help you throughout your journey. Yes, you have your family, you have your friends back home, but they're not with you every day going to school. So now it's the 3rd season, preseason. I passed the test. I'm healthy that season. That's the most that I played. But what I learned from my junior year is when you wake up, you have to make that conscious choice to give your best effort at whatever you do. So it's up to you to choose if you're going to put forth the effort. And it was during that year that I just started to relax, going to Alavine's and Spinell's Sanctuary. When I was talking to them, you got to know your audience. We just talk about life. Alavine was a fashion major, so we talked a little bit about fashion. Spinell was about international and marketing, and she also cooked. Gave me a way to unwind, reset, because you do need people in life like that. Senior year, and what are we thinking? Well, I stayed healthy. I felt like I could help my team in other ways. I was an active spectator on the bench, so whenever I had timeouts, I'll give them a nudge of encouragement. Since Alavine was a fashion major, for her last year, she had gone to New York City. That's where all the fashion majors go for their last year because New York, fashion, it goes together. Spinell went overseas abroad to one of those countries. I'm not exactly sure. The sanctuary, which I was accustomed to for the past sophomore and junior year, it was shut down. However, it was by that time that I was blooming into myself. I was more relaxed. I was telling jokes. I was making friends off the court. When I say friends, I mean girls, because my teammates, my homeboys, that's all I need on that side. Fast forwarding to graduation, it was a good time. We graduated, and audience, hopefully you take something away from this story where in life you gotta have a support system, people that you trust, and also people that believe in you. Because yes, you might be going through a tough time and you feel like nobody's there. However, there are people there that care for you, that will be with you through the tough times. And that's what Spinell and Alavine meant to me. Just going through college. Yes, my mom, my dad, my brothers, my family members were not there 24/7 with me. However, I had a support system that I could just go to. In this case, it was Alavine's and Spinell's sanctuary, where I could just talk freely and just escape the hustle and bustle of college life and also basketball. I want to thank you guys for watching. This is the BS, the backstory to my family and friends, new subscribers. Walk easy. Seeing family and friends, where to begin, explain things when I was younger then. Living in the greatest life, all depends. One love, carry on to the next event.